Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey, thank you for coming back. Thank you to myself for coming back. Good morning. Today we're going to have the first episode in a segment or series of this podcast called Manifest More. So one of my intentions for 2020 is to manifest more good stuff. Like, I am very, very aware of what I manifested last year. Still cleaning up, literally cleaning up some of those manifestations of the past. I mean, wow. So we're always manifesting. That's what we learned last year. We're always manifesting with our thoughts, with our energies, with our feelings, with our frequency. And now that we kind of have a different perspective on the laws of the universe, and I don't know, we're just older and wiser now, aren't we? Now we can use it to our advantage to manifest more of the good stuff. So today, everything that we talk about is going to be about manifesting more abundance. Manifest more abundance. So abundance can be different things to different people, for sure. Most people will think of money or resources, wealth, but you can have an abundance of lots of different things. You could have an abundance of time. You could have an abundance of patience. You could just have an abundance of whatever you need. You could have an abundance of experiences. An abundance of love. Hello. There's lots of different perspectives to what abundance means to you and what abundance means to me. And for me, it's definitely food and money. So I have definitely manifested enough food now. I do have an abundance of food presently. But a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, I didn't even have enough food, really. So my mentality of abundance has had to be, for a lack of a better word, rehabilitated, because I was in so deeply into like a lack mentality and focused on scarcity and not having enough. And those three things, lack mentality, focusing on scarcity, and believing in the not enoughness of this world, is the exact three things that keep abundance away from you. It kept it away from me. So the more I heal those three things, and the more I start to just be grateful for what I have, see this as an abundant world, then I am taken care of better. Then more good things come to me. So welcome. Today we're going to manifest more abundance. And my plan was to just use 2 of my herbal decks that really focused in on abundance. So last night I got out the 2 cards that was going to guide us today, right? And I'm looking at these 2 cards thinking, I feel like I definitely have more abundance cards. So I went through all of my decks, like the ones that I don't even use here because they're not botanical based. And I'm laughing so hard because I have a stack of cards. I had so many oracle cards about abundance. I now have an abundance of abundance cards in front of me, and we're just going to look at them and talk about them. We'll read from some of the books. We'll dive in. I have a few notes here that I was thinking about last night. We're going to manifest more abundance, and we're going to see what my oracle cards have to teach us, help us, guide us in the realm of creating more abundance. One of our affirmations this week from Dandelion is just that: I am abundant. I mean, you look at one seed head of a dandelion. How many seeds are on that head, on that one flat puffball? Quite a few. And that's how we need to start seeing ourselves. Just creating lots of potential, having lots of potential, being able to manifest. All of those seeds pretty much are viable, and we need to start connecting with the dandelion in that respect. There is a guy called Daryl Anka. Daryl Anka. He channels a consciousness called Bashar, and he has a really cool definition of abundance, and it is the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. So he took out the money factor 100%. And if we start looking at abundance like, hey, I want to be able to do this, I don't even necessarily have to have money. Gifts are sometimes given. You just find the resources. You're just able to do things. So if we can kind of take out the cash money factor from our mindset in a lot of ways, we can start seeing abundance in a more general term. The ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. Like, I wanted to make a podcast and I needed a device, and I got gifted an iPad, right? So there's lots of different ways abundance can come to you. It is a mindset. I would definitely say, when we're thinking about, you've heard that, the abundance mindset. We can either look at abundance as a mindset or a frequency, a vibration, or even an attitude. Having an abundant attitude. I have everything I need. Resources come to me easily. I am abundant. I am able to bloom anywhere. I make wishes and allow them to manifest. So yeah, I'm looking at the dandelion affirmations. Did you print it out? If you go to the Herbal Marie Patreon page, you can find a link at herbalmarie.com. I made a printable, and I felt silly printing it out and putting it on my fridge. But you know what? I have been reading those affirmations several times a day and repeating them out loud, and it's really good. I'll play the affirmation minute at some point here for us, but saying them, I love to listen to the recording, of course, but saying it out loud is how we're going to gain our momentum, our power, and our focus, putting our own intentions out there. So make sure that if you're following along with the dandelion affirmations this week, make sure that you are saying them too. Your mind wants to hear it from your mouth. And when the things come out of our mouth, our brain listens. Okay? The thoughts we think directly program our brain. Okay? We're like a walking computer. So what are we focused on? We are either focused on lack, or we are either focused on abundance. So if you are saying things to yourself like, I am broke, I am broke, you are programming yourself to stay poor. You are programming yourself to be focused on lack and scarcity. So you can only feed one or the other. Okay, in every situation, you have a choice. Are you focused on abundance, or are you focused on scarcity? You always have a choice. What do you want to fertilize? Abundance or lack? Okay, so abundance is an attitude. It's a state of being. It's an energy. So regardless of what the digits say in your bank account, you really can still feel abundant. You can feel like you have the ability to do what you want to do when you want to do it, right? You can look around, and if abundance is directly related to stuff for you, you can start looking at the abundance of books on your shelf. You can look at the abundance of clothes in your closet. Like, really start to see in your life how you've manifested abundance. right? Think about all the things you've ever done and gone places and bought things, and it's abundance. It's an abundant world. So anyways, the big question is, where is your focus? And then of course we have to acknowledge what's in the way of abundance. If we want to manifest more abundance, we're going to go through the oracle cards. We're going to get all this amazing advice. We're going to affirmation out the ass. There's going to be an abundance of affirmations today. But you do have to notice what is in the way of abundance so that you can remedy it, and you can be alerted when you are focused on the wrong thing. So why are we focused on the wrong thing? Well, mainly because we're letting our egos run the show, and our ego believes in not enough. Our ego is focused most of the time on not having enough, whether it's money, love. Think about all the things that you're just always focused on not having enough, right? It's not good enough. You don't have enough. You're not satisfied. This is the ego's belief in not enoughness. It's lack mentality, okay? So ego is never satisfied. Nothing is ever enough. So the solution is to get out of your ego. The solution is to visualize an abundance of love. That really is the solution for everything. I know it's like, why? I want more money. Why do I have to focus on love? But that is going to be the solution for all of us. Getting ourselves in our heart space, focused on love, focused on gratitude, appreciation, celebrating what we do have in advance, celebrating the things that are coming to us. That's a big one too. So as soon as maybe you've noticed that your ego is focused on a lack of money, let's just be like, you know what? But it's coming to me. Thank you for the money that's coming to me. Thank you for the abundance. I'm so excited for the abundance that's headed my way. So at the end of the day, just remember that the ego focuses on lack, but your spirit, your soul, who you really are, your energy is abundant. It is what wants to focus on abundance because it knows abundance. It is abundance. So which one are you serving today? Are you going to serve your ego, or are you going to serve your spirit? Are you going to serve your ego, or are you going to serve your spirit? Are you going to serve your lack mentality mind, or do you want to serve your abundant heart? So yeah, it's another thing that we'll definitely touch upon is that we probably need to get better at allowing and learning to receive. Okay, so the abundance is flowing to us. We live in an abundant universe. So we need to learn to receive. We need to practice allowing. We need to commit to allowing the good stuff in. We need to claim our right to abundance. So manifest more abundance. It is your right. All right, so yeah, abundance, it's your birthright. Can you claim it today? Can you claim it? So I literally have this huge stack of cards. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards. 13 cards. So yeah, I decided to venture out of my botanical drawer of oracle decks because I was like, I don't know, I just felt like if we're talking about abundance, 2 cards is not enough. See, right away, my belief in not enough, my ego chimed in, but I'm glad it did because now we have all these cards. So I'm going to swirl them all over the desk right now, okay? They're facing downward, and I'm just going to mix them up because I don't have an agenda. I don't have a plan. I didn't even really look at these cards like very much. I just saw like if they had the word abundance on them, they've got put in the pile, you know? All right, so We have circle cards, we have square cards. This is not a neat and tidy deck, but we're just going to go through these cards. We're just going to hang out. We're not going to be in a rush. I don't know if you've noticed, but I am not in a rush in 2020 because I have an abundance of time. I do. And I get so much done every day, and I still have all this free time, I guess you could call it. But for me, it's more like, what can I do now time? I really am like feeling this motivated energy, not to the point where I'm like doing too much or anything that I don't want to do. I'm just like, what can I do now? It's good, you guys, it's good. And I'm even making time to like relax and meditate and take a bath every once in a while. And it feels good. I have an abundance of good feeling thoughts. I have an abundance of positivity. So that is the first thing, we got to get out of the association that money is the only form of abundance. It's not, okay? Abundance is really, that can cover all things. So when we're talking about this today, of course, we're going to keep going back to money because that's the way we're programmed. That's the way we live. But, keep in mind, like, you can manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest, whatever abundance means to you. All right, so I hope you can hear me. I have you put off to the side there. Okay, so the first card that we're going to dive into is Hollyhock. Now, this is from the Hedge Witch's Botanical Oracle deck. So abundance with this is Hollyhock. And, at first glance, you're like, oh my gosh, is that mallow? But it's hollyhock. It has a different Latin name, Alsia rosea. Alsia rosea, abundance. So we're going to just dive into each card, see if we can pick and choose the little nuggets of wisdom and guidance. And we'll just see what it says. So hollyhock is abundance, and this can be mallow or althea. So let's see. Let's learn more about hollyhock. Hey, while we're at it, let's have an abundance of knowledge in the botanical realm. Hollyhock flowers come in various gorgeous colors, and this is funny because like my mom and I went to a baby shower last year, and we drove by a hollyhock. And like for whatever reason, neither one of us could remember the name, and it was like driving us crazy for the whole ride home. So, Mom, it's a hollyhock. Hollyhock flowers come in various gorgeous colors, including a dark purplish black, as seen in this card's art. So you can find them in yellow or pink, all types of colors. It's a garden favorite because of its height and showy blossoms, but it is more than just an ornamental. Related to the mallow, the entire hollyhock is edible. Flowers, leaves, seeds, and roots all are safe to eat, though they are not particularly delicious, and contains vitamins C and B, as well as iodine and zinc. Okay, so I was kind of wondering too if the ornamental, like, because these ones are showier than Althea officinalis, but yeah, they're edible too. The hollyhock the flowers can be dried, ground, and turned into dye, and you can also use the dye for food, fabric, or handmade paper. And speaking of paper, the fibrous stems of the hollyhock can be used in much the same way as mulberry to make a really strong paper or parchment. So, all right, hollyhock, abundance. First, the plant is used in folk medicine to treat everything from skin injuries, burns, lesions, up to coughs and inflammation. Flower buds are good for respiratory illness, and the shoots help ease a difficult labor, and even the seeds in a hot tisane are said to help reduce the symptoms of fevers. The root is astringent and demulcent. You can crush it, apply it to an ulcer as a poultice, and all types of things. Or even when dry, the woody stems, they get like trees. You can make good kindling with those woody stems. All right, but today we're talking about abundance. Sorry, I have an abundance of wanting to get nerdy with it. Na 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 na. Because I just find plants so interesting. All right, so aside from being a lovely ornamental plant with many human applications, hollyhocks provide food and shelter to hummingbirds, beetles, and moths. And it's a favorite flower to many butterflies. Abundance is a word we often associate with monetary wealth or physical possessions. But abundance is better measured by including health, friends, happiness, and well-being in our assessment. Embracing abundance isn't an exercise in accumulation, but rather a willingness to live gratefully and with open arms. Ooh, so yeah, that's touching upon how we need to allow, right? Open our arms and be grateful, right, to what's coming us. And we can have an abundance of good health, right? Make sure you're focusing on good health and not bad health. You know, you really got to check yourself with your focus. We can have an abundance of friends, an abundance of happiness, just an abundance of well-being. Like the hollyhock, we may find our place in the garden by being a blessing to others. Accept the things you have in your life rather than focusing on things you don't, and look at the many ways you can be of service to your community. Living with gratitude and open arms will attract others to you and provide opportunities for others to see your value. Yeah, and it's like you can attract experiences, resources, opportunities. You know, like you hear these great stories of people like being able to travel to different countries because they just had this abundant mindset that they're able to do what they need to do when they need to do it. They're open, they're grateful, and an opportunity to like help out with an organization comes along, everything's paid for. Dang, they're getting to travel. They're abundant, you know. Although not everybody wants to travel. I'm just using that as an example. If someone to me was like, "Hey, do you want to go to Africa?" I'd be like, "No." No, I don't actually. Thank you. No. But to somebody else, that could be a dream come true. So, yeah. So there's so many beautiful lessons that hollyhock can imbue on us, but hollyhock is traditionally planted in a witch's garden to bring abundance and is strongly related to the holiday Lammas, which celebrates harvest season and expresses gratitude to nature for her generous gifts. So yeah, and once you get hollyhock or mallow in your garden, it will show you how abundant it can be, and your little patch will turn into a thicket before you know it. And we've got a lot of lessons to learn from the garden in that way. So thank you, hollyhock, for reminding us to have a willingness to live gratefully and with open arms. Nature doesn't have to do any affirmations, but if nature woke up and said an affirmation, I feel like it would be, I live in an abundant universe, right? I live in an abundant universe. So right now I'm looking at a card by Louise Hay. It's an affirmation deck by Louise Hay. And that's exactly what it says. I live in an abundant universe. Start seeing the abundance offered by the earth. As an herbalist, we do this anyways, right? Sometimes maybe negatively, like an abundance of couch grass or something. But yeah, there is an abundance in nature. There really, truly is. So saying to yourself, I live in an abundant universe, helps you see that there is the potential for so much. And on the back of this card, it says, notice how abundance flows into your life in delightful and surprising ways. So one way for me is with fabric. So I have a sewing machine. I like to sew, sometimes just for practical reasons and sometimes to be creative, but I'm a Taurus, so it's mostly practical stuff. And you know what? I have so much fabric. It will take like 17 lifetimes to use it all. And I haven't purchased any of it. It all has just found me through people gifting, or like they go through their stash and they want to get rid of it. And they're like, hey, do you want this bag of fabric? So it's kind of things like that we need to notice how abundance flows into our life in delightful and surprising ways. Because I wasn't like, hey, everybody, give me your extra fabric. But I was like, hey, universe, I love to sew. And now all this fabric finds me regularly. Like, it's just crazy. So it is delightful and it is surprising that it keeps on coming to me. So if you could take time today to notice how abundance flows into your life in delightful and surprising ways, it's just going to help you in your affirmation. I live in an abundant universe. And, watch out, because ego's going to want to like be like, yeah, I got an abundance of bullshit flowing in my life. But still, it supports the fact that it is an abundant universe. And it only is a change in focus that can change what kind of abundance is finding you. So I live in an abundant universe. Okay, then we have this round card. It's a mandala oracle deck, the cosmic initiation deck. And it is universal abundance. So this universe, this galaxy, think of how many stars are in it. Think about how much unknown is in it. Think about how there is just this energy pervading everything that's abundant. So I want to look up universal abundance in this little guidebook and just read it for us. It says, great abundance is yours if you reach for it. Ooh, great abundance is yours if you reach for it. Abundance is within. Choose to acknowledge it. Abundance is within. Choose to acknowledge it. As you recognize the abundance around you, it will increase. So as we see and recognize the abundance around us, it will increase. That's why we got to always be focused on the good stuff. This is a time to harvest the abundance within you. So what kind of abundance can be within you? Love, joy, happiness, patience. I swear to God, I have been blessed with an abundance of patience, mainly because there's been an abundance of bullshit. But it's like, you know what? I'm so grateful for my abundance of patience, my abundance of kindness, my abundance of love, my abundance of determination, my abundance of focus. Think about all the things that can be within you. My abundance of humor that you can really start to harvest, okay? Harvest the abundance inside of you. Abundance flows your way. Be open to it. To be abundant is to experience the joy of creation. So yeah, abundance is your birthright. Abundance is what the universe has to offer. So as we look at this mandala, it's really cool. It looks like it's moving, right? There's so much movement. There's so much flowing. The center of this mandala is white. It's like, just be open to all this energy flowing to you. I live in an abundant universe. Okay, moving on. We're going to go to the card that actually started it all. This deck is Enchanted Blossoms, and this is what I was just going to focus on today. Pretty much just this card of abundance. It's chrysanthemum, and it has a dragon butterfly on it, the popinjay. It's this gorgeous indigo color with lighter blue accents and white. It's beautiful on this chrysanthemum, this flower that has an abundance of tiny little petals, an abundance of light to shine. So this card is what started it all. So let me grab the book here. This Enchanted Blossoms Oracle, I just saw that my friend Anne got it too. I'm so excited, Anne. She's one of my favorite backyard herbalists. And if you are intrigued with the herbs, aka weeds, in your backyard, you will see abundance in nature. You will see how nature just gives and gives and gives. An abundance of plantain, an abundance of dandelion, an abundance of beauty in nature. So abundance, let's see here. So let's sit with chrysanthemum for a minute and the popinjay butterfly. With its myriad petals that open fully to produce large blooms in varying colors, chrysanthemum is a perfect depiction of abundance. So chrysanthemum grows wild in most of Asia, where it's used as a flowering herb in cooking. It has been celebrated throughout Eastern art and festivals for thousands of years and is considered sacred today. And I have the Magic of Flowers by Tess Whitehurst. The card in there of chrysanthemum, I love that card too, so I'm thinking of that card since we're talking about chrysanthemum. But that card has a crone pictured with her hands out, shining her light, shining her abundance of positive energy, an abundance of guidance, an abundance of love for humanity. So I just really want us to keep thinking and milking all the ways, all the different ways we can be abundant. Let's see. So they used it in cooking, and you can use the flowering head as a tea. They use the leaves as a green in Japan. Okay, so this card, yeah, but what does it have to do with me? All right, this card is a reminder that all you have in abundance in your life. This card is a reminder of all you have in abundance in your life. So look beyond material possessions and money. Look beyond and include everything that makes your soul feel full. So if you're having trouble manifesting money abundance, I'm telling you, the trick is to stop thinking about it and start focusing on all the abundance, the general abundance in your life, the abundance that makes your soul feel full, right? So if you have children and you look at them and you just notice how much you love them, you have an abundance of love, you have an abundance of blessings. Start focusing on the good stuff. You may have a multitude of friends and loved ones, or a wealth of little joys that you experience every day. Take this moment to acknowledge and thank the universe for all the bounty in your life. Show gratitude for your current abundances and be ready to accept new ones. Know that you walk through every day full in heart, spirit, and life. So every day, we need to walk through that day having a full heart, having an appreciation flowing within us, noticing the abundance in our lives. So this cute little dragon butterfly wants us to contemplate today. This is a great journaling prompt. What positives do I experience abundantly? What positives do I experience abundantly? Do you have a lot of things that make you smile? Do you have a lot of things that make you laugh? Do you have a lot of good people in your life? You know, that we really do need to get into this mindset of noticing all the positive things. So what positives do I experience abundantly? Remember, we're either focused on abundance or we're focused on scarcity. So if you want to manifest more abundance in your life, then you need to start focusing on the abundance that you are appreciative of. Okay, so now next to this chrysanthemum, we're going to put a columbine in our beautiful little abundant garden that we are creating today. Think of how gorgeous this would be. We have hollyhocks, we have chrysanthemums, and now we have columbines. Columbine, this is from the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle deck. The columbine has a message of abundance, and it encourages you to clear your throat over to the side. I should be taking a break right now. I'll read this one, then we'll take a break and do our affirmation minute. Columbine encourages you to joyfully embrace life's bewildering array of uncertainties with the kind of confidence that doesn't require too much thought. So go with the flow, with what feels right. Abundance is the knowledge and security that comes with the acceptance that all of your needs are being met. So I can go with the flow. Is that one of our affirmations today or this week? Oh, no, it's I am able to adapt to any situation. But you could also just spin off of that and say, I go with the flow, right? I am abundant. I am able to bloom anywhere. I acknowledge that all my needs are being met. I am abundant. I am secure. I have confidence. I go with the flow. Yeah, abundance is the knowledge and security that comes with the acceptance. I accept all the abundance flowing to me. The acceptance that all of your needs are being met. The universe is taking care of you. Hey, you beautiful lovelies. Today's affirmation minute is brought to you by the Herb of the Week, Dandelion. And shout out to all my patrons and listener support. Thank you so much. You make this podcast possible, and I dedicate these affirmations to you. I am able to adapt to any situation. I make wishes and allow them to manifest. I am abundant. I am able to bloom anywhere. I release what no longer serves me. I am able to adapt to any situation. I make wishes and allow them to manifest. I am abundant. I am able to bloom anywhere. I release what no longer serves me. And so it is. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just opened up the curtain because it's light out now, and I literally exclaimed, oh my God, there's an abundance of snow coming down, which surprises me because yesterday it felt like spring. Like every other day it's going back and forth. Like it feels like spring and now like it looks like a winter storm. That's crazy. Hey, it's an abundant universe. I live in an abundant universe. All right, moving on. The next card, this card is gorgeous. We have another abundance mandala for us to focus on. This mandala is from a deck called The Soul's Journey by James Van Praagh. I used this deck to do my shadow clearing work a couple years ago, and I made videos of those, and they are on my YouTube channel. If anyone is at a place in their life where they are really feeling called to do their shadow clearing work, check it out. Check me out, yo. Hey, what's up? So these cards really help us dive in to maybe what's in our way, what's holding us back, but they're also really, really positive. And there's a lot going on in this mandala. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Abundance. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So yeah, being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it is definitely abundance. That is living abundantly. Like, I can do whatever I want to do or need to do when I need to do it, because I am taken care of. I am abundance. I am a limitless being. I'm a powerful creator. I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. And today, I manifest more abundance. So let's look in the guidebook. It's so gorgeous, you guys. Abundance. Abundance. Always remember. Ooh. Okay, so we just dive right in here. Always remember that you are God. How does that sit with you? Always remember that you are God, and God is all about creation. God says yes. The ego says no. So that's what we were saying earlier, that like ego is focused on lack and scarcity, and spirit, soul, essence, God, you, who you truly are, is focused on abundance, is focused on creation, is focused on always saying yes, right? We live in a yes universe, okay? In order to have abundance in all areas of your life, you must create this space of receiving and know that you are deserving of anything your heart desires. The more you can release limited thinking and worry, the more open you are to receiving the infinite flow of the universe. So yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to open our arms. Just do it now, just with me. We probably need to stretch anyways. Open your arms, crack your neck, and as you open your arms, say, I am open to receiving abundance. I am open to receiving energy. I am worthy of receiving. Abundance is my divine right, and I am open. So yeah, what do we need to let go of? What do we need to release? What do we need to release that no longer serves us? Worry. So we can call on our herb of the week, dandelion. I release what no longer serves me. I release worry and limited thinking. I release what no longer serves me. And then allow yourself to have fun. Allow yourself to have fun when manifesting what you want in life, and enjoy the process. So I hope we're having fun now, because we got to get obnoxious. Okay? Because we have been obnoxiously worrying for a long, long time. How many decades have you been worrying? I mean, it's time to knock it off. It's time to get as good at worrying as, it's time to get good as being thankful. It's time to get as good in the realm of being positive. I mean, if you can be as positive as you are good at being worrying, this is terrible sentence structure, but you hear what I'm stepping in? I mean, whatever you practice, you get good at. That's what I'm trying to say. So if worrying is like your default, let's just try to switch gears. Okay, we're going to try to switch gears. So allow yourself to have fun. Enjoy the process. By embracing a positive mindset, you are opening the door to unexpected abundance. It is natural to have abundance in your life. And you must realize that any thoughts of limitedness may have come from either a past life or a life condition you have chosen to overcome. They could also originate from programming that you received from the environment you grew up in and the value systems you were taught when you were young. Okay, so thanks, Mom. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'll never have anything nice. I'm always broke. This is why we can't have nice things. Think of all the negative programming that you received even just from your parents, right? And then it's like society sets us up too to live in lack mentality. You know, you go to college, you're instantly in debt, 60 grand, right? How does that create an abundant society? Everyone's instantly in the hole. Are you kidding me? Right? So we need to change things, of course, on a larger scale. But before we can do that, all we have is our own self to reprogram, restructure, and just, try something new inside your mind. Try focusing on something new. Now is the time to begin to live with the realization that you are worthy of having abundance in every aspect of your life. When you are in the vibration of receiving, you can manifest whatever you desire in this physical reality. So if we're going to manifest abundance and what we want, we have to be in the vibration of receiving. The universe can throw you money, but you better have your hands and arms open to catch it, right? Like Wheel of Fortune or those game shows that like the person goes into the chamber and there's like money flying all around and they have to reach out and get it, right? So you gotta be receiving. You gotta ask for it and then you gotta open up and receive it. But yeah, let's just take a second here because you might need to go back and do some healing work from when you were a child, because it's like at some point you may have adopted a feeling of you're not worthy to ask for things, right? Like you may have like wish listed way too much stuff for Christmas one year, and then you were made to feel guilty about it or shameful that you're asking for too much, or you always want something. Right? So it's interesting to see how we've picked up these belief systems along the way that limit us, that make us feel like we're not good enough to ask for what we want, right? That some of us have been taught that like wanting is bad, right? Or having too much is bad. You really got to like take some time to contemplate, reflect, and just observe your belief systems so that you can know what needs to be released and what needs to be reprogrammed. So that's that. All right, now we're moving on to a very, very, it's a black shiny card. We're going to put it down here. It's got 3 Oriental coins on it. And of course it's abundance. And it's number 13. That's cool. It's from the Shamanic Healing Oracle Cards. Shamanic Healing Oracle Cards by Michelle Motuzas. That's why I try not to even say people's names. I just butcher the hell out of them. But this is a great card about abundance. And she too is going to just drill it in our heads and remind us that abundance takes on many forms. Okay? So material possessions, friendships, excellent health, emotional stability, unique experiences. Ooh, you guys, I love the emotional stability, having an abundance of emotional stability. You guys, there's a friggin' winter storm outside right now. I cannot believe this. Sorry for being distracted, but this is crazy. Wow. There's an abundance of wind and snowflakes out there, but it's amazing. All right. When you lock yourself into a narrow view on what defines abundance, you lose out on the whole picture of what it could mean. So if you only associate abundance with money, you're creating a very narrow viewpoint for yourself. And then you're pinching yourself off, you're cutting yourself off, you're locking out opportunities. You're locking out some things that could come to you that just cannot. So this process of opening up is very important. Open yourself up to as many forms of wealth and abundance that are possible, and then watch your blessings multiply. Always remember that focusing on what you do not have is a surefire way to feed the energy and make that your truth. So if you are feeding the energy of lack and scarcity, that will be your truth. That will be your reality. I don't have enough, and voila, I do not have enough. I'm focused on not having enough, and the universe is like, okay, you don't have enough. So it really is that simple, I guess. If you want to live in an abundant world, you have to start believing that you are abundant, feeling the abundance, seeing the abundance, acknowledging the abundance, being open to receiving abundance in new ways that you never had even considered. Like, I am open to receiving abundance in any way that is in my highest good. I am open to receiving abundance in new ways for me. Every day, watch for the signs of abundance from the universe, acknowledge and be thankful, thus encouraging the continued flow of energy. So we see it, we acknowledge it, we're thankful for it. It's saying, you can come back again and again. I like that, I like that, I like that. It just encourages the universe to give you more. And remember, the universe will always provide you with what you need. So whether you say universe, God, spirit, the fairy realm, whatever you consider your universal energy, just know that it will always take care of you. It will always provide for you. I am always provided for. I always receive what I need. I always have enough. I always have more than enough. I am blessed with so much, I am able to share my abundance. So see how we're getting into this good feeling. Okay, so speaking of having more than enough, we have the maple tree coming up. All right, so we are going into the herbal healing deck. So that means like get cozy, because it'll have a lot to say. But maple trees, think about the abundance that the maple tree, it just offers gallons upon gallons upon gallons of, it's tree nectar that you can boil down and make syrup. It represents abundance on so many levels. So this beautiful tree guide of maple with abundance. And tomorrow, we're only doing trees tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, and we're going to hang out with our tree guides tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. I love that the quote that we're starting off with is from Rumi. What you seek is seeking you. So if you are looking for an abundance of love, know that that abundance of love is looking for you right now. What you seek is seeking you. So we really do have to admit to ourselves right now, if we have not yet received that which we want, it's only because we haven't learned to allow it in. And it's probably because we think on some level we aren't good enough, or we're not supposed to be asking for things. So it's just such a great reminder for us to continue to do our healing work so that we can manifest everything that we need, more than we need. That's the thing. Once you have more than you need, then you can share your abundance. So the maple tree, it's got many different medicinal uses. You can use the bark and the leaves for lots of ailments such as coughs and digestive issues, eye irritation. The bark is astringent and it can be used to strengthen the liver and the spleen. The Native Americans were the ones that practiced the tapping of the maple trees for the syrup. And then the colonial settlers, of course, received that recipe. So tapping the trees, particularly the sugar maple, became a really important resource in pioneer life because maple syrup contains B vitamins and phosphorus and calcium and enzymes. So don't be doing the old Aunt Jemima, okay? Aunt Jemima ain't nothing but corn syrup. Pure maple syrup has all these vitamins and minerals. So a shout out to Mother Nature. You are amazing. You are amazing. So like her delicious syrup, Mama Maple, oh, isn't that sweet? Mama Maple seeks to share with you true and unrefined abundance. So this card represents a time of wealth within your life. And just like the maple tree's gifts are so valuable, there's so many things coming into your life right now. Maple carries with her an air of enjoyment, and that's because she has more than she needs, right? She is so abundant. You can see abundance in the maple tree by the way they scatter their leaves with the winged pods, like the pods that I always called them helicopters at kids. They just fly down, they spiral and whirl to the ground. It's an abundance. And then, yeah, they sprout up everywhere. So anyways, let's see what else she can tell us today about abundance. So we can have an abundance of happiness, of spirit, of music, of food, of comfort, of merriment, right? All of these are embodied by maple. And Mama Maple wants us to know that the sweetness of life is yours. You can have an abundance of sweetness in your life. Just think about how much you love music. I'm like, when I grow up, I want to be music. I love music. I hope I become music someday. Like, I hope when my spirit leaves this body, it just becomes music. You can live with this sweetness in your life, okay? So abundance is deeper than material wealth, okay? Abundance can pervade all these beautiful energies. But what Mama Maple wants to send us off with is definitely, like everybody else, knowing the importance of gratitude, especially in times of abundance, because it's like once the abundance is flowing to you, gratitude keeps it going. Gratitude encourages more of it. Gratitude gives abundance permission. Gratitude gives abundance permission. It allows it in. Remember to connect with Mama Maple, okay, and Gaia. Okay, we want to thank Gaia. We want to thank Mother Earth for all her offerings. And we want to connect with nature so that we can experience true abundance in our lives. So possessions are nice, of course, but we can't take them with us when we leave our bodies. What we can gain from our earthly existence are the spiritual experiences. So we can't take the oracle cards with us, I guess. Boo, boo, boo. But we can take the wisdom. We can take the perspective. We can pretty much definitely only take love with us. So that gets us back full circle to we talked about the solution to lack mentality is focusing on an abundance of love. So love and gratitude are going to be our tools, our two secret weapons in our toolkit for manifesting more abundance. You want more abundance in your life? Focus on love and be grateful for all the good things and experiences that you do have. So the final thing from Mama Maple is take care of the earth, and she will care for you in ways that nourish you deeply. Love for the planet and environmental responsibility will allow sweet abundance to flow for many generations to come. So I live in an abundant universe. I live on an abundant earth. I am taken care of. I am provided for. I am abundant. And I am so abundant that I know in my heart of hearts that future generations will also be cared for. We are taken care. We are taken care of. We are provided for. We are abundant. Whew, so are you feeling abundant yet? Well, I mean, in a way, we have to be just obnoxious with this new way of thinking in order for it to penetrate the thickness of our old limited belief systems. Okay, that was a long way around to say, if you've always been focused on lack and not having enough and what you don't have in your possession, what you don't have in your life, if you're always focused on lack, it's going to take some practice on getting focused on gratitude and abundance. It's going to take some practice. It's going to take some rewiring. So do not underestimate the power of being obnoxious. Do not underestimate the power of repetition, of just really surrounding yourself, smothering yourself with this process of affirmations, refocusing, and changing your perspective. So I live in an abundant universe. Okay, I'm gonna grab the Soul Trees Abundance card. It's just this sweet little tree, the Soul Trees, and it's been like watercolored with these rainbow colors. It's a rainbow tree. It's amazing. It represents so much to me. The potential of different things to have abundance in our life. It makes me think of the chakras, of course, because of the colors. The colors are going left to right, like around the tree. Green, yellow, red, a light pinkish, light bluish, blue, violet. There's all these different colors, which means, abundance is different things to different people. But connecting in with like the chakras, it's like we really do need to get ourselves in alignment of receiving, in alignment with feeling good, in alignment to let the energy flow. So this just has a quick three-liner message. It says, there are countless ways abundance shows up in our lives. Acknowledging these gifts creates the energy for more to flow to you. Make sure you are open to receiving. See, we're just pounding it in at this point. Make sure you are open to receiving. Acknowledge the gifts. So I don't know if you started a Grateful Goddess appreciation journal, But that is a great practice to do before you go to sleep at night. I did not do it last night. I think I forgot. To just acknowledge some of the good things in your life. Last night I was a little bit thrown off because, I'm in the process of being separated from my husband, and sometimes he has really bad days, calls me, he's not in a good state, he's intoxicated, he's mean, he's blaming, and luckily I had a pretty good amount of patience last night. I had an abundance of patience, but it did throw me off a little bit, and I had to keep on going back to feeling good, right? I know I have an abundance of happiness. I know I have an abundance of good feeling frequencies within me that I am able to tap into. So even though life throws us curveballs, hurdles, challenges, menfolk, whatever's coming your way today that might trigger lack mentality, right? You might get triggered, and your ego's like, well, let's focus on a lack of love, or let's focus on a lack of money, or let's focus on a lack of intelligent people in your life. You're gonna have to make a solid, direct, and forceful attempt to counter that old habit. You got to counter your old habit of focusing on lack and start focusing on good stuff. I mean, crazy things are going to be thrown your way, and you always have a choice. Are you focused on lack and scarcity, or are you going to be focused on abundance? Are you going to feed the ego, or are you going to feed spirit? So ego is going to keep your ass poor, but spirit wants you to have more and more of everything you need. All right, so moving on to a card with Ganesha on it, and a really happy guy with his hands up in the air, and an abundance of butterflies just dancing above him. This is the Wild Orange card. The Wild Orange card from the Oracle of the Essences. And this card is all about opportunities and abundance. So yeah, that's the really cool thing about opening ourselves up to new potentials, like new opportunities that you didn't think about before because you were in a limited way of thinking. Just open yourself up to the possibility that there are new ways that you have not yet considered that could bring abundance into your life. Abundance finds me in many different forms. Abundance finds me in ways that are surprising to me. I am open to abundance finding me in all ways. I am abundant. So wild orange is definitely an essential oil that as soon as you smell it, you're instantly happy. It's so happy. So his eyes are closed and he's looking down. He's on like this Ganesha pillow, like a meditation pillow maybe. But that's definitely Ganesha down there. Ganesha is very abundant. He's a great energy to call on because he just embodies abundance. So Wayne Dyer said, "There is no scarcity of opportunity to make a living at what you love. There's only a scarcity of resolve to make it happen." So you can definitely follow your dreams in this life. You live in an abundant universe. You are a limitless being. You can manifest whatever you desire. And there is no scarcity of opportunities to make a living at what you love. However, there might be a scarcity of your resolve to, he said, make it happen, or how about allow it to happen, right? So anything that's blocking you is probably you. Something to think about. So yeah, pretty much everybody loves wild orange. It's uplifting, it's positive. It's energizing, it's stimulating. It is related to our solar plexus chakra. So this is all about us feeling like we're good enough. Where is your self-esteem at? Are you confident? Are you assured? Do you trust the universe? Do you feel like you are worthy to receive? This essence sparks creativity, inspires us, right? Inspires us to follow our pleasures, and it's also very balancing too. So Ganesh, they're here. Wild Orange and Ganesh are here to open doors of opportunities and bring abundance in every sense of the word and every aspect to your life. So abundance is so much more than money and material things. And Wild Orange encourages innovation and freedom. So yeah, we've had an abundance of time just hanging out, talking about abundance. We have an abundance of laughs. We have an abundance of smiles. We have an abundance of all the warm feels, right? All the good vibes. So there is a little negative note to this card. I just want to read it because sometimes it's funny. On a negative note, Wild Orange can be outrageous and sometimes struggles to control himself. He can also be rigid and dull. Productivity can only come at one cost to Wild Orange, as it will work until exhaustion kicks in. Sometimes Wild Orange doesn't know when to stop. It loves exuberant treats and it likes to feel very special. All right, so make sure we're balancing our life. Make sure we are opening ourselves up to the opportunities that the universe is trying to give to us. Open the doors and let spontaneity into your life. Don't take life too seriously. Practice humor and generosity. Abundance is awaiting you. So yeah, if we can just infuse humor in everything, it will help us get out of lack mentality when we can just laugh off the fact that we manifested lack, right? Like, oh my gosh, I've been pinching myself off. Oh my goodness, like just trying to have a sense of humor about everything. Like, there's nothing serious going on here. We're just having fun, and abundance is waiting for us, right, around every corner with all things. So Wild Orange leaves us with an affirmation. I have unlimited choices. Opportunities are everywhere. I have unlimited choices. Opportunities are everywhere. And just remember that in every moment you have the choice on what you are focusing your energy on. So make the choice right now to focus on abundance, to focus on opportunities, and to focus on so many gifts from the universe coming your way. And all you need to do is open the door. Knock, knock. Who's there? Abundance, let me in. Like, really, once abundance just gets its foot in the door, it's just going to sort of like blast through. Like, I'm seeing like a wave of watery abundance just bursting the door open, right? Like, just plowing in. Like, but you have to at least open it up a crack and get a little taste for it and give it permission. So, gratitude gives abundance permission. Remember that today. Just be as grateful as you can. Acknowledge the abundance. See how it is in your life. And yeah, if you want more abundance, now what we're going to do, we have 3 cards left. So we have 3 cards left. It is hilarious that there's so many cards. Like, I don't know if for our Manifest More episodes, I have a feeling this is like more than any of the other topics are going to have. But it's accurate. We're talking about abundance. So why wouldn't we have an abundance of cards? Like, that's the whole point. Abundance is unlimited. How much do you want? How much can you handle? I'm abundant. I have an abundance of things to say, but you know, it's like take what you want. So I love that there is so many cards laid out in front of me today because it's just hilarious because it's abundant. Okay, so we're going to do the magical herb oracle and then back-to-back enchanted spell oracle because I know both of those have spells. Both of those have a little ritual spell that we can do to manifest more abundance. So first we're going to do this one with wild yam, the magical herb oracle. Its abundance card has wild yam, and then the enchanted spell oracle has cinnamon, cloves, and orange peel. So orange is coming back for another whiff, and then we're going to end with the conscious spirit abundance card. And I feel like we will be ready to allow. Like, it's really interesting. Like, we started off manifest more abundance, and that made it feel like we had something to do, right? But really, manifestation is about allowing. It's just like, let it in already. The abundance is flowing. It's what the universe does. It is what God is. God is love, right? There's nothing but love flowing everywhere. Be a match to it. Ask for it. Invite it. Let it in. Summon it. Summon the abundance. So this card is Wild Yam. Wild Yam is on the card of abundance on the Magical Herb Oracle. And let's see what it says. All right. So when you get this card in your reading, it is an indication of an increase in resources for you. So we should all be feeling like right now our resources are increasing. They're ready to increase. Situations should be turning into a positive outcome or staying that way. And if you are looking for an answer, it is yes. Why? Because it is a yes universe. The universe is always saying yes. So whatever you are focusing on, that is what you are asking for, and the universe will say yes to more of that. If you are focused on lack and worry, the universe will say yes. You may have more lack and more worry. If you are focused on abundance and feeling grateful and having fun and being happy and enjoying good things in life, the universe will say, yes, you may have more of all of that. So do you see how important your focus is? It is everything. Focus is everything. So be very mindful of what you are putting your attention on today. So focus on your good friends and your family and all the wonderful things in your life, right? Your circle of friends will expand as you appreciate the ones that you have right now. Luck expands. Luck is on your side. And Wild Yam reminds us to make very sure that you share any good fortune that comes your way. All right, so that is a beautiful way to manifest more abundance, is share the abundance that comes your way in every way that you can. Don't be a stingy hoarder, share your resources. Don't be hoarding your humor or your wisdom or your laughter or your kindness or your love. Make sure you share. Make sure you share your good fortune. All right, so let's see what else. Let's just skip right to the abundance spell, shall we? So if you want to do an abundance with wild yam, if you got some dried yam, you also want to get a gold coin, a square of red fabric, and some gold ribbon. So a teaspoon of dried yam, a gold coin, a square of red fabric, and some gold ribbon to tie it with. So this herb is also known as devil's bone. Did you know that? Traditionally, it has been wrapped in a red cloth and carried to ensure vigorous health and a strong constitution. It can also be carried to attract a new love interest. So this is a very simple and quick spell to attract good fortune or an increase in finances, and to invite abundance into our lives. So gather your dried yam, your gold coin, your red square of fabric, and your gold ribbon, and place the dried yam and the gold coin into the center of the red fabric square. Bring all the corners together to meet, and then twist to make a small pouch. Tie the bundle closed with the gold ribbon. Carry on your person or in your bag to encourage abundance and good fortune to come your way. So we call on the spirit right now of wild yam, since I don't have any dried wild yam. Fresh out, sorry. I've never had dried wild yam. I do have some wild yam cream, so maybe I could rub a little bit of that on me and invite abundance into my life. Or we can just focus on the idea right now of the wild yam and invite good fortune and abundance our way. You have permission to enter my life. Good fortune and abundance are allowed to manifest in my life. Okay, moving on with the enchanted spell oracle. We'll get another spell here. If you didn't like that one, I'll give you a different one. Now this card is really awesome. It has a lot going on. There are two columns here. There is an Egyptian. The priestess of abundance is in between the two columns on this card. She's got the Egyptian tit out. You know how they have that too. Breasts represent abundance. So for sure, right? Nurturing, giving, sustaining life. Any new mom will know that once the milk comes in, you have like enough milk to nurse 10 babies. I mean, that was so humorous to me. It was like trying to pour a gallon of milk into a pint-sized glass. So yeah, like breasts traditionally represent abundance because they sustain life with their nourishment. So we've got that on the card. We have orange, we have cinnamon sticks, we have cloves. We have a lot of symbolism, Egyptian symbolism. She's holding an ankh. There is symbols for the goddess, I believe, on each side. So let's see what it has to say. I actually have some cinnamon oil in my beeswax that's on the stove right now. I found this, I was cleaning out a cupboard and I found this little wax warmer that you use a tea light candle for at the bottom, and then it heats the wax on the top. And so I have cinnamon in there. It smells so good. And that's what we're talking about, cinnamon. This is all about wealth, money, and income. Cinnamon's rich, warming fragrance has been associated with abundance since ancient Egyptian times. Lashings of cinnamon were used in the medieval era in both sweet and savory dishes at the tables of kings and aristocrats to demonstrate wealth and status. Cinnamon's use in money and success spells, it's used to generate prosperity. On a metaphysical level, cinnamon can restore confidence and transform misery to happiness. So yeah, there is something so beautiful about the smell of cinnamon, and it pairs so well with orange and clove, to bring those smells into your life. Now, this priestess of abundance is surrounded by symbols of plenty. Gold coins and decorative pillars suggest luxurious surroundings. She stands under a herb wheel of cinnamon, cloves, and orange, botanicals known to symbolize prosperity. The red base chakra, responsible for attracting material wealth, is also represented. The goddess eye symbol, oh yeah, that's up on top, signifies a desire for financial vitality and strength. So yeah, this is a really very cool card for sure. All right, so the priestess of abundance, she is here with her tit out and telling us it is time to start thinking about creative ways you can generate wealth in your life. Look at how you can create different streams of income, not just from one source, but several. This could mean decluttering your home and selling, exchanging items you no longer want or need, or it could mean turning a hobby or a skill into a little enterprise that runs alongside your main job. It could mean dipping your toe into the share market, or even discovering ways to reduce consumption of unnecessary items. So there's a lot of different ways that, when we're talking about money abundance, let's be open to new ways to bring money in. And also she's saying, like, if you're not being, what'd she say? Oh, just reducing your consumption. You'll have more money if you let some of it stay in the piggy. If you quit setting it on fire. All right. Abundance means different things to different people. For some, abundance is an overseas holiday. For others, it is savings in the bank. Abundance can mean luxurious bedding or a gorgeous landscape garden or just a beautiful view, right? Looking out of the window and liking what you see, you just feel abundant. Climbing into bed at night in your shiny new comforter makes you feel like a queen. There's so many small things you can do every day to feel like you live in abundance, to acknowledge the abundance and be grateful. An abundance of time without having to rush everywhere is a real luxury for some. So if you have hung out with me, if you hang out with me on the daily, honey, I think it's safe to say we have an abundance of time. If you're listening to me on the drive home, it's like I have an abundance of freedom to listen to what I want to listen to, right? There's always a different way to look at everything. So abundance. Find out what abundance means to you and work out how you can include its essence in your life. So if you haven't really thought about what abundance means to you, do that. Start focusing on the things that you want, that you have, that you want to keep in your life. Start acknowledging it so it stays, okay? Give it permission to be there. Gratitude gives abundance permission. And let's start bringing it in, y'all. Let's start bringing it in. All right, so here's the cinnamon money spell. This clever spell uses the magical properties of cinnamon to create wealth, and it is adapted from Elaine McCoy's fantastic book, Wicca, an Irish pagan tradition. So on a new moon, take a large raw potato and cut it in half. Cut the potato in half and scoop out the flesh from the middle of each piece with a teaspoon and place a generous amount of dried or powdered cinnamon in the hollow of the potato. Secure the potato back together with 8 toothpicks and plant the potato underneath a fast-growing herb seedling, such as rosemary or basil. As the herb grows, the moon swells to a full moon, because you're going to do this on the new moon. As as it comes up on the full moon, so will your sense of abundance. So that is the cinnamon money spell from Enchanted Spell Oracle. To just make intentions for abundance to grow in your life. I intend for abundance to grow in my life. I allow abundance in the door. I allow abundance in the front door, in the side door, in the back door. I allow abundance to flow through the windows. I allow abundance to flow through every aspect of my life. I am abundant. Okay, last card. This is number 36, Abundance, from the Conscious Spirit Oracle. And on the card, you will love this card. It is a nature spirit, and a nature deva. She is at the water. Her hair is a waterfall. She has a tree growing from her head. She's holding this huge bowl where these butterflies are around it. There's a bird. The water's flowing. It's amazing. There's fish, more butterflies, rocks. There's an otter. There's all these abundant things in nature. She's like a beautiful nature spirit water fountain. I am grateful for the abundance nature and the universe provide in my life. So, connecting with Gaia. Gaia has everything we need. Gaia is abundant. This is an abundant earth. I live in an abundant universe. So our modern day lives have led us to believe that abundance comes in the form of material goods. Yet even when we have an excess of material wealth, we still feel that something is missing from our lives because our egos are hooked on lack mentality. All right. This card reminds you that true abundance is not found in material goods, but in nature, in loving relationships, in following your dreams and passions, in opening your heart to others and to Mother Nature. That is where abundance lies. You can have all the stuff you want. Okay, go for it. But at some point, you're going to realize that true abundance is more than physical goods. It's more than material objects. True abundance is having an abundance of love, right? Having an abundance of excellent health, having an abundance of positive emotions. So, nature and spirit provides you with all you require, and it is time to live in harmony with them. So it really is time for humanity to get back to nature. Maybe live more simply. Sometimes in having less, we realize that really we have more. That's why I love minimalism. Like, I just love having just the things that I love and feeling abundant because everything that I have, which isn't much, I love it. What else do we have here? Living in harmony, aligning ourselves. By aligning ourselves with the laws of attraction, you can manifest abundance in all areas of your life. However, this card also carries with it a warning that if you use the law of attraction to acquire material abundance for selfish reasons or at the expense of Mother Nature, you will never find true happiness and peace. Recognize and pursue abundance of a sustainable nature. Never take more than what you need. If you have abundant material wealth and are still unhappy, this card is here to tell you that you are looking in the wrong areas of life for abundance. By living from your heart center, respecting all life, and showing gratitude for what you do have, abundance will begin to flow into your life. Gratitude and abundance go hand in hand. Thank you so much for hanging out, being obnoxiously positive with me, summoning and asking for more abundance and learning how to allow it in. Abundance, gratitude, allowing, gratitude, abundance. I live in an abundant universe, right? I am abundant. The universe provides in my life. I am grateful for the abundance nature provides me. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So much love to you. I wish you an abundance of love, an abundance of good feelings today, and we are definitely manifesting more abundance into our experience, and we are thankful for it. And so it is.